Begin our practice today with a pranayama. That is a breathing technique. You maybe have heard it called a pranayama. You will see London, my little dog, wandering in and out of the practice. She likes to be a part of it all. So let's begin by getting comfortable. Maybe you choose to be seated, or maybe you choose to lie down. If you choose to lie down, let's lift up the shoulder blades and tuck the shoulder blades and allow your body to surrender in the mat. If you choose to be seated, we want our hips and legs to be heavy on the mat. We want our spine to be nice and long. Just taking a nice deep breath, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your head, taking some nice deep breaths in and out. Breathing is so essential in the yoga practice. We want to remember that what we're trying to do in a yoga practice is connect our mind, connect our breath, and connect our movement. These three things will work together to create a very productive practice. So we're going to begin today by inhaling through both nostrils equally. So on the inhale, make it as deep and as long as you can. Through both nostrils equally, holding the air for as long as you can, feeling the expansion of your lungs. And when you do need to exhale, pushing that air back up and through both nostrils equally. Maybe the exhale can be even longer than the inhale. If you're having trouble with your nose, maybe you feel like one of your nostrils is clogged, you can do the inhale or exhale through the mouth. But we want to work towards inhaling and exhaling through both nostrils equally. This is great for our nervous system. We want both nostrils to be inhaling equally. If you are inhaling and you feel that maybe all the air is going through the right side, you may feel intense or jittery. On the other hand, if you're inhaling and you feel that only the air on the left side is going in, think about it. Maybe you're feeling depressed or unmotivated. It is very important for us to breathe equally through both passages to create that calm, to warm the body, getting the oxygen flowing. Continue this form of breathing, feeling the rise of your chest, your thorax on the inhale, and the fall on the exhale. If you want to move to a Ujjayi breathing, you can put a little movement behind it. Inhaling deep, making an audible sound like ocean waves or snoring. Holding the air. And on the exhale, again, an audible sound. Mm. This helps to warm the body, preparing us for our practice. Now that you have your breathing, let's relax our minds. And throughout this practice, bring your awareness back to this breath. When something comes into your mind, a thought, maybe something you need to do or something you failed to do, allow it to gently pass through, bringing your awareness back to this breath. You're taking this time for you, checking in from head to toe, relaxing your body, relaxing your mind, only being aware of the breath And now we'll set our intention for this class and for the days ahead. Remembering your intention is yours. It can be a prayer, a scripture, a mantra, maybe a goal that you have. When setting the intention, you can keep your hands gently down by your sides, or you can bring them to heart center in any mudra as you set this intention. After setting your intention, let's do an audible exhale through the mouth, sealing that intention, sending it out, making it happen. If your hands are at heart center, we'll release them down. If your eyes are closed, we'll gently open them. If you're lying down, let's slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat as we begin our gentle warm up. I'm in easy pose, and if you chose to be in easy pose during our pranayam, let's just gently switch which leg is in front. If easy pose is not good for you, you are welcome to be in Vajrasana, which is hips on heels. Finding your comfortable position. We want to make sure our spine is nice and tall as we begin our warm up. London's enjoying her pranayama, or maybe an early savasana throughout this practice. All right, let's inhale both arms up parallel to our ears, stretching those arms up. Let's just imagine if we're climbing a rope. Continuing to breathe nice and deep, feeling the stretch. Maybe you feel the stretch in your obliques. Can you reach any higher? Each tug. Maybe a couple more tugs, and then release back to neutral here with the fingertips pointing up. Let's interlace those fingers and then turn those palms up, keeping that spine nice and tall. Let's bring our awareness to our knees and our thighs. Let's press those knees down. If you're in Vajrasana, still press your hips down, stretching the spine long, keeping those elbows as straight as you can, and checking in if they're parallel with your ears. Now on the next inhale, let's slowly bend to our right. Slowly bend over to the right. Breathing nice and deep here, keeping those arms as straight as you can. Exhaling back up to center. And now we'll slowly lean to the left, feeling that stretch on your right obliques. Check in with your knees, keeping them down. Are your arms straight? Beautiful. Slowly come back up and release those hands down, those arms nice and slow. Maybe you feel a little tension in the shoulders, the traps. Let's just kind of do some shaking, maybe some circles forward, back. Maybe you feel like just bringing them out, crossing the arms for top of one another, just shaking them out. Awesome. All right. Now we're going to inhale our right arm up parallel to the ear, and we're going to bring this left hand down, walking it out, and then bending into that left elbow. Again, stretching to the side. Nice. Slowly coming back up, bring the left up, the right hand down, walking those right fingers out, and then bending into the right elbow. Checking in, keeping those knees down. Slowly coming back up, both arms up, one more intense stretch. Feeling those fingers and releasing it down, shaking out those shoulders again. All right, from here, we're going to move into a wide leg seated position. Guess mine won't be as wide since I have London here. Whenever we're in our wide leg seated position, what we want to bring our awareness to is that our sits bones are ground down into the mat and that we are comfortable in the wide leg seated position. If you are so wide that you're feeling a stretch already before we even move into an asana, then just bring the legs in a little bit. We want our spine to be nice and tall. Remember, all of my classes are yoga for everybody. So wherever you are in this practice, we're only going as deep as your body's allowing today. Everybody's anatomy is different. Everybody's mind is in a different place. So we are right wherever you need to be. I'm simply guiding you go as deep, even deeper if your practice allows, or you can sit and observe today. From here, we're going to inhale both arms up parallel to our ears, keeping that spine nice and tall and long. Let's slowly turn our torso towards the left. We want to keep the chest open and the chin up as you slowly come down, bringing those hands towards the left foot, keeping the chest open and the chin up. Once you've reached your edge, you can drop your hands wherever that may be, as close to the foot as your body's allowing. Once you're there, we are going to tuck the chin, bringing the forehead down towards that left foot. With each breath, continuing the inhaling and exhaling through the nose. With each breath, trying to come a little deeper into this asana. You will feel the stretch up the back of the legs, the back of the thigh. Breathing nice and deep here, coming back to that intention that you set. Bringing the oxygen into your body. Now on the next inhale, let's slowly lift the chin and chest, lifting those arms all the way up, slowly coming back to center. Checking in. Are your sits bones ground down? Is your spine nice and tall? When you're ready, let's slowly go to the right. Exhaling, coming forward. Chest open, chin up. Reaching as far as you can. And when you've reached your edge, dropping those hands, tucking the chin, bringing the forehead down towards your knee. One side will be easier, and one side, of course, is always tighter, more difficult. One side is your strength, one side is your flexibility. On the next inhale, let's lift the chin and chest, bringing those arms up ever so slowly, slowly coming to the center. And we're going to drop our hands down wherever's comfortable for you. Maybe you feel like your arms being parallel, maybe feed. Whatever feels good for you, just kind of rocking forward a little bit. Again, keeping our chest open. Let's check in with our toes. Let's do a couple point and flex here. So on the inhale, let's point those toes. Point them as if your toes are going to touch the ground. And on the exhale, flex them back as if the heels are going to come off the ground. Do a couple at your own pace, with your own breath. Keeping that spine straight, the chest open, your gaze, your drishti forward or up. Now, on the next inhale, we're going to release our feet. Let them relax. And we're going to walk our bodies forward, walking those arms forward as if you're going to lay your forehead on the ground, on the mat. Slowly stretching, feeling that stretch all the way up the inner thighs, maybe the knees, the inner calves. Maybe you feel it in your spine. You can use your props at any time throughout this practice. Maybe this, you can only go so far. You can rest your forehead on a block on any level. Coming back into that breath. Remembering your intention. Connecting your thoughts, your breath, and your movement. Now on the next inhale, let's slowly walk back up. And then we're going to bring both feet together into Buddhasana, butterfly. We're going to bring our hands onto our feet and either fly your butterfly or just press those knees down, keeping your drishti, your gaze forward or up. Breathing nice and deeply. Beautiful. Now from here, I would like to invite you to try supine. We're going to just bring our feet out and we kind of create a diamond formation with the feet together, the soles of the feet together, pressing our knees down. We're going to just gently rest our hands back so that we're kind of giving all the attention to the soles of the feet being together, the knees pressed down. And when you're ready, if your practice allows, you may come down on the elbows. Press those together. If your practice allows, you can drop your spine to the mat and bring your hands out to airplane arms. Taking some nice deep breaths here, feeling the oxygen moving through your body. Pressing the knees down towards the mat. Pressing the feet together. Taking some nice deep inhales and exhales here. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly bring our knees up and the pads of our feet to the mat, hugging our knees into our chest and rocking around, maybe some circles, massaging that lower back, your sacrum. And when you're ready, we're going to rock up and down, allowing the spine to meet with the mat. Slowly come up, and we are going to meet up in our tabletop. I always like to talk about formation in the asanas because we do not want to injure our body. Many of us are just beginning with yoga, and doing it correctly is very important. So we want, when we're in our tabletop, to make sure that our hip, knee, and ankle are all in a 90-degree alignment. When we place our hands down, yes, we want our wrist, our elbow, and our shoulder to all be in a straight line. But we also want our fingers to be spread wide because we're getting ready to put a lot of weight on this area. We don't want the wrists to take the brunt of the weight. So we will engage our fingers, use the fingertips and engage to take the weight from the wrists. Finally, let's look through our legs, our knees. If you see your feet, let's just move them out a little bit. Awesome. Now we're going to keep our core engaged and we're going to keep our glutes engaged. And on the inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chin, coming into your version of cow. On the exhale, we are going to round the spine, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone, coming into your version of cat. So we will slowly flow from cow to cat with your breath at your pace. Waking up your spine, working your abs. And if your practice allows, you're welcome to incorporate some movement. Maybe swaying forward, some circles. Let's flow one more time, and then we'll meet back in our tabletop. Awesome. All right. From here, we are going to tuck our toes today, and we are going to lift our hips high, keeping those fingers engaged, and pressing those heels back towards the mat. Bringing your ears parallel with your arms, coming into your first down dog. Feel free to bend the knees. Walking the dog, alternating heel up, heel down. Just getting the movement, getting the feeling of this asana. Breathing nice and deep. Now on the next inhale, we are going to open our right hip. So what we're going to do is lift the right leg high, looking under the right armpit. Feel free to bend your knees. We want to feel the movement in here. Feel free to bend your knees, move. Press that left heel down into the mat. Engage your fingers if your wrists are feeling the weight. Maybe you can even do some circles here. Continue to breathe, and we're going to hold here for 3 more. 2, and release it down. Walk out that dog. Now on the next inhale, we're going to try it on the left. So gently lift the left. Feel free to bend your knees. Breathing nice and deep, pressing that right heel down into the mat. Continuing to breathe, feeling the strength you're building, opening those hips. Let's slowly hold here for 2 more. 1, and release it down, walk it out. All right. Now from here, we are going to inhale, lift both heels, and we're going to come into your version of plank. Your knees can be down. We want to honor our lower back. If you have any lower back issues, please place your knees down on the mat. Honoring your body, coming into your plank, engaging the fingers. Holding here as we tighten our abs, tighten your glutes, feeling the strength. Holding your plank. Take some nice deep breaths here. Now on the next inhale, we're going to bring our hips down to the mat, bringing our gaze up, bringing the shoulders away from the ears, coming into your up dog. If up dog does not feel good for your back, come down to cobra, or even sphinx, bringing the forearms to the mat. Whatever asana you choose, sphinx, cobra, or full up dog. We want to now bring the shoulders back away from the ears. Bring your gaze forward, up. Breathing nice and deep. Now on the next inhale, let's slowly bring the gaze over the right shoulder. And when you're ready, slowly bring the gaze forward and over the left shoulder. Slowly come back forward. And we're going to come back through tabletop, bringing the knees wide, your toes together, hips on heels. Bring your forehead down towards the mat. Coming into your first child's pose of the practice. Maybe you feel like reaching those fingertips to the top of the mat. Maybe your arms are really tired, so you want to bring your hands in prayer behind your neck. Maybe you want to release your hands all together down by your feet. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Now, when you're ready, let's slowly make your way back up to tabletop, knowing that anytime throughout this practice, you can come to child's pose. You can take breaks. Your practice is happening on your mat. On the next inhale, we're going to tuck the toes, coming up into our down dog. And when you're ready, we're going to lift our right leg, and we're going to bring it 1 foot length in front of us. Then we're going to lift the left and bring it next. Slowly walking those feet up to meet your hands. And once you get to the top of the mat, we are going to allow our bodies to hang. Maybe keep a little micro bend in the knees. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Coming into your version of ragdoll. Breathing nice and deep. And when you're ready, we will slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, coming into standing mountain. We have some dogs coming through, getting excited. London maybe got a little scared, so she comes back a little step closer to her mom. All right. Let's come to the top of our mat, and we're going to be in standing mountain. Now, I'm going to face this way just to show you formation first. We want our shoulders to be relaxed and down. We want the palms facing forward and your drishti, your gaze, to be forward. Taking some nice deep inhales and exhales here. If any time throughout a practice you become too warm, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. All right, we want to get our block handy for this, and we're going to use it possibly as we move into triangle and some of the other asanas that maybe you can't really reach the floor. So we are at the top of our mat in our standing mountain. And on the next inhale, we're going to bring our arms up all the way to the side, up into Asana Uttanasana. Arms up parallel to your ears. You may want to do a little back bend. So we want to engage the glutes, engage the abs. Bring back to that intention, stretching deep. Straighten up. And we're going to exhale, and we're going to bring those arms down into a swan dive as you come into a forward fold. Forward fold is going to look different for everybody. We're bringing our nose or forehead towards our knees. If you have any agitation in your lower back, do not take this asana too deeply. Let's honor our bodies as we come into your version of forward fold. Your forward fold, you may have your hands on your body. You may have them on the mat. You may use your block. You can bend the knees. Your forward fold, Tadasana. And now we're going to come into Ardha. Table, I don't know what the English word is. Maybe half lift, I believe. So we will bring the head up just enough to look down your nose at the top of the mat. You bring your hands to your front of your shins. We want to open the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Breathing here, nice and deep in your Ardha, half lift, yes. Now on the next inhale, let's bend the knees deep, and we're going to set our hands down onto the mat, and then we're going to pick up our right foot, and we're going to set it back at a 90. Now, when we set this back foot to a 90, we want to check in that our front heel is we could draw a straight line to the arch of that back foot. Now, when you're ready, you're welcome to use your block if you need it. We're going to slowly either walk our way up to Warrior One, or maybe you can slowly just bring your arms up to Warrior One. We want to square the hips and lean into that front knee, bringing those arms back up parallel to the ear, bending into that front knee. If you have a mirror next to you, make sure that you can square those hips to the front, feeling your Warrior One. Now on the next inhale, we're going to bring our left leg is forward, so we're going to bring the left arm forward and the right arm back, coming into Warrior Two. We want our chest to be open, squeezing those shoulder blades together, looking over this front left middle finger. Throughout this practice, we want the chest to be open, squeezing the scapula, the shoulder blades together, because in today's world, we have been lengthening our upper backs, our traps. We spend our time forward, contracting the chest with phones, computers, just our entire world seems to be in this position. So throughout this practice, we're trying to counterpose that with these stretches, opening your chest. So whenever you think about it, even if you're not in a yoga practice, try to open that chest. Bring your gaze forward or up. Now on our next inhale, we're going to flip that front palm, and we're going to slowly rise back, bringing this right arm maybe down the thigh, or maybe you bend it on the lower back for some support. Raising this front arm up, coming into peaceful warrior, reverse warrior. Once you're up here, We want to bend back into this front knee, feeling the stretch, coming back to that intention you set, coming back to your breath. And on the next inhale, we'll slowly come back to warrior two. Now, this is again where you might need your block. And if so, just bring that block on any level in front, on the inside of that front foot. Now we're going to straighten that front knee. And we're going to lean the body, hinge the body over towards that front left leg. And when you've reached your maximum expansion, we're going to bring this left hand down to maybe your knee, your shin, maybe your block on any level as we raise this right, opening the chest, looking up. Maybe your practice allows you that you can reach the mat. What we want to avoid is rolling the chest forward. So if you can use the block and keep the chest open, or maybe even your knee and keep the chest open. We want to open the chest, feeling the stretch in triangle. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Let's slowly come back up, bringing those arms back out. And we're going to bend back into warrior two. Now from here, I have an itchy nose. From here, we're going to bring this left forearm to our thigh and swing that right arm up. Again, opening the chest. If your practice allows, you can release this front left forearm to the block on any level, or maybe the mat. Again, avoiding rolling forward. We want to keep the chest open, so if you can get a better stretch up here, stay up here. Holding. And now we'll slowly come back up to warrior two and straighten that leg again. Let's turn this left foot in, turn the right foot out, move our block over to the right. You're doing fantastic. Let's bend that right knee. And this left arm in the back, we're just going to swing it in front of our belly, coming up to warrior one on this side, squaring those hips, pressing into that front knee. Breathing nice and deep here. That back foot in a nice 90, in line right with your front foot. Now on the next inhale, let's open, bringing the right arm forward with the right knee that's forward, coming into your warrior two. Maybe digging a little deeper into the asana. And we're going to look over this right middle finger. Breathing. On the next inhale, let's roll the palm, coming back into our peaceful warrior on this side, remembering to bend into that front knee. Slowly coming back to warrior two. And now we're going to straighten that knee, get your block, place it in front of your foot, wherever you need it, as we hinge over to the right, coming into triangle on the right. When you're ready, release that right hand down. Maybe it's just to your knee, maybe your thigh. Maybe you can try the block. Maybe even behind your foot. Maybe you can release your hand all the way to the mat, but we want to keep the chest open. If you need to be higher for a good open stretch of the chest, come higher. Feeling the stretch. Breathing deep. Now on the next inhale, let's slowly come back up, bringing those arms out, bending back into warrior two. As we go into our side angle on this side, we're going to bring this right forearm to our right thigh and slowly bend into it, looking upward, opening the chest. Again, use that block if you feel like It's in your practice. You can bring it in front of the foot, behind the foot, on any level, but we want the chest to be open. Feeling the stretch. Holding here for 3, 2, and coming back up to warrior 2, straightening that leg. Let's bring both legs in, and let's walk them in just a little bit till you're at a nice, comfortable level. Once you're here, let's roll the palms up, turn the feet to a 45, and raise those arms up, opening the chest again, stretching nice and deep. Take some nice deep inhales and exhales. Now we're going to do a few rounds of God or Goddess pose. So on the inhale, we're going to bend those knees, our feet are to 45, and we're going to bring the elbows into the ribs. Exhale. Inhaling down. Exhaling up, keeping your body nice and straight. Inhaling down, nice and straight. One more. Exhaling up. And inhale down. Let's hold here. Now that we're here and we're holding, we've got our bodies nice and straight. Our chest is open. Let's see if we can lift our heels. If it's not in your practice, just leave them down. If it is, you may feel like you want to pulse as you feel the stretch on that inner thigh. Maybe you feel it in the glutes. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, dropping those heels, bringing those hands to heart center. We're going to try to come down to Malasana. If this is not in your practice, again, you have your block or your book, pillow, whatever you have there at home. You can sit right there. Holding here and breathing. All right, let's come down to our seat as I change our music here. All right. We're back to our seat. We're going to come down on our spine and we're going to do a nice hip opener to end the practice. So let's grab that tie or strap that you gathered at the beginning of practice and we're going to slowly come down onto our back. And we're going to bring the strap to the small of the right foot, bringing that foot up into the air. The left leg can be bent or straightened. From here, we have our right foot in the air, so we're going to bring the strap into the right hand, allowing the left arm to fall out to a T. And when you're ready, gently allow that right leg to fall out to the right, looking to your left. You have control of the strap. So you can gently move that hip as you look to your left. Taking some breaths here as you're slowly allowing your body to be heavy on the mat. When you're ready, let's slowly bring that leg back up, bringing the strap into the left hand, and then allowing that leg to cross over the body as you look to the right. Relaxing, maybe tugging gently on the strap as you're releasing down. Let's slowly come back up and release that right foot from the strap, allowing both legs to come long, feeling the difference between the hips. And when you're ready, you'll slowly bring that strap onto the left, bringing it into the left hand, bringing the right arm out to a T and allowing the left leg to fall out. Again, Feeling free to move that strap. Opening that hip. Taking some nice deep breaths as you're releasing the stress that we carry in our hips. When you're ready, come back up, bringing that strap into the right hand, allowing the left to fall out, and gently crossing that leg to the right. Couple more nice big breaths here. You deserve it. And then we'll slowly bring it back up, releasing the strap, bringing both legs long, allowing your awareness to come to your hips. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Maybe you have one last stretch you want to do. Maybe bring the knees into the chest. Maybe a happy baby. Maybe a full body stretch. Whatever it is that you need as we make our way to our Savasana. Savasana is simply corpse pose, lying down on your spine. Of course, if you have problems with your spine, then you are welcome to lay on your side or on your belly. But finding your comfortable spot in Savasana. One more thing I want to mention is when you're in Savasana, if you feel like you need receiving, let's bring the palms facing up. And if you need grounding, bring the palms facing down. As we slowly allow our body to surrender to the mat. Relaxing your mind, relaxing your eyes, unclenching your jaw, relaxing your shoulders and your chest, allowing each vertebrae of your spine to surrender to the mat, allowing your hips to become heavy on the mat, allowing your arms, your hands, your feet, everything to become heavy. Bringing your awareness back to your breathing. You've worked hard during this practice, connecting your mind and your breath and your movement to create ultimate healing as you bring ultimate amounts of oxygen in the body through the breath. You open the body through the asanas and connected your thoughts to allow the prana to now move to where you need it. What do you need? With each inhale, bring it in. Is it understanding, patience, kindness, perseverance? Maybe you need a physical healing. Breathe it in. And on each exhale, releasing what no longer serves you. There's no room for it here. Allow it to leave. Let's slowly bring our awareness back to our mats. Maybe wiggling your fingers or toes. Maybe a full body stretch. You are welcome to end this practice just as you are. I invite those who wish to slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat. And we're going to bring our hands to heart center. Rub those palms. Feel the heat between the palms you're creating. And place those palms over your eyes. And now move that energy where you need it. Is it in your mind? What you see? What you hear? Is it in your words or your heart? Or is it a physical need? It has been my privilege and honor to guide you during this practice today. I hope that you know that you are worthy, that you matter, that you are loved. Be the best version of you. Keep loving and living. Namaste.